What's going on, everyone? This is Mitch, U2Easy, in-game. We're playing RuneScape Classic Preservation. So, this server is really cool, man. This is the most legit server that I've found for RuneScape Classic. In this video, I'm going to be doing a walkthrough for Temple of Ikov. So, basically, I already started the quest, so I messed up and I didn't grab what I needed, but that's where you start the quest. You talk to Lucian, and he tells you that he needs to meet you in Varrock. But he gives you this pendant of Lucian, which is the black pendant that is the only one in the game. And from there, you basically have to make your way to basically northeast of there. There's the pendant, and you need the pendant. You need the candle that's lit, so you can just use a tinderbox on that, as well as a knife or some sort of sword that you can cut the web with. And then from there, you just make your way over to the dungeon, which is just north of the Legends Guild. It's right there with the big white platform. And this dungeon has a few different parts to it, and you end up navigating basically the whole dungeon throughout the course of the quest. But the first one is that we're going into the Room of Fear, which is the room with this animal skull in it, with the purple ground. You go down the stairs, and then you basically cut this web. And you want to get these boots of light-footedness, which are going to help you in the next part. Alright, so we grab the boots, and from there, we basically are going to go ahead and equip the boots. And we are going to go into the second part of the quest, which is going to be navigating over this bridge. But first we got to pass these level 54 skeletons. These skeletons are actually pretty strong. If you're lower level, I would advise armor and food, just because you kind of have to pass through some of them quite a few times. And you will most likely get attacked by at least one, if not 5. But in there, you're going to grab the lever. And you have to have the boots of light-footedness on in order to cross that bridge. You just go in, you grab the lever, and we're going to keep going north past these skeletons. There is a way to navigate past these without getting attacked, but it is based off of luck whether or not the skeletons move towards you. But they're most likely not going to 3-hit you unless you're really low level. So as long as you bring some armor and food, I would imagine you're going to be able to succeed past them. Alright, so this next part, we basically just go into this room. And instead of just clicking pull lever, we actually right-click it and search for traps. There's a trap there, we disable it. And from there, we can go ahead and pull it. Alright, so we pulled the lever, and what that does is it enables us to enter the room at the beginning. So we're going to go back to where we came from. And we got to pass through these skeletons again, of course. As you can see here, I'm getting my prayer ready, just in case they start hitting like 6s and 7s. I don't know if they're capable of that, but I'm not trying to die with a party hat on. Alright, we're making our way back into the entrance area, and here is the next area, okay? So, the ice spiders are in there, they're level 64. They're decently strong, a little bit stronger than the skeletons, I'd imagine, but nothing you can't walk past, I'd say, with like maybe 20-30 defense and some food. So in here are the spiders. We basically just have to evade them, and we have to proceed along the route to get to the ice arrows. And so the ice arrows are interesting because all you need is one. You just need one of them. So you can always grab more just for security purposes. But if you don't bring food, you probably don't want to stay in here too long with those spiders. Um, they might start chunking you. So as soon as you grab that arrow, you'll see that it teleported me back. So I could go back and grab another one. I'm sure it would teleport me back. But from there, I'm just going to go ahead and open the door, and I'm going to proceed along to the next part. Alright, so this next part is we're actually going to go back in through these doors, keep going north, north, and north past the skeletons. Once again, and here you'll see that I actually had a nice path there. I evaded all of them. So that's always nice. Alright, so this next part here, there's a door and there's also a lever bracket. So basically what we have to do, and there you can see the fire warrior. Basically what we have to do here is we have to go back into our inventory and use the lever on the lever bracket. So we'll go ahead and do that. And you actually have to pull the lever after you put the lever into the bracket, and then you are able to open the door from there. Okay, so we went through the door. Success. Part 1 is complete, getting in the door. Next, you'll see that I have one ice arrow. Now this next part is important that you have enough arrows to kill this thing because it's level 63. So I would recommend, 200 to 300 if you're like 35 range, but I only used like 70 or so arrows with 41 range, and that was bronze arrows. The important thing to remember here is that for every time that you click attack on him, that first shot has to be with an ice arrow. Otherwise you will not be able to damage him. So as you can see, I'm hitting a lot of zeros, right? But I do start hitting him eventually, even with 41 range. I was a little worried at first, but I went ahead and fast forwarded it there a little bit just because there were a lot of zeros. And as long as you only click attack on him once, you only need one ice arrow. However, if I were to click on the ground and stop attacking him and then re-attack him, I would actually not be able to harm him because that first shot must be with an ice arrow. And so this next part, once you kill him, you can open that door. This next part, you have to talk to this witch. Her name is Winelda. What a cool name, right? Winelda the witch. And she's asking us if we're in a bit of a pickle. She's asking us very sarcastically if I want to get over that lava. But she knows some magic, so she could actually help us out here. She said, okay, brace yourself, and then you're like, wait, what? Why would she do it for free? She's hungry, so she wants to eat some limpwort roots. So here I am, getting all the way to this part, and then I forgot my limpwort roots. So don't do what I did. However, it's good to know that once you kill that fire warrior, you actually don't need to kill him again. So I was worried that I'd have to go back, get another ice arrow, and then come back and kill him again, but you don't have to. So I went ahead and got my limpwort roots from the bank, and I banked a couple of things to enable myself to hold those. And I went ahead, got the limpwort roots, I gave them to her, and then she teleports me into this area over the lava. So we can thank the witch for that, right? At least. You're going to have to work your way through some skeletons here. There's actually quite a few in here, which kind of is intriguing for a high-level training spot. There's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them, which is actually like a decent amount. It's very hard to find groups of 7 of a monster, especially something that high level. So that's interesting. We'll keep that in mind for high level combat training. Next we have to proceed along the path through these lesser demons, which is actually kind of a daunting task, seeing as how I don't have armor. Luckily my 64 defense has helped me, and I do have Paralyzed from Monster ready if needed. But I'm going to go ahead and grab that shiny key at the end of the path past the lesser demons, and I'm going to come back around. Try to evade these as much as I can. But yeah, it's pretty brutal. We're just taking a beating here. Wish I would have known how many high-level monsters I was going to be going through. I would have brought some armor. Although it's hard to hold it too with 20 limpwort roots in your inventory. I guess I could have probably banked the coins in the sleeping bag for maybe even just like a rune plate, some legs. But you got to push that odd-looking wall. And of course the level 54 skeleton was able to sneak in before the door closed. And so basically my life is threatened at this point. Luckily, that's as far as he goes. If not, I would have had to duck and dive in this little area here. So from here you basically choose one of two things. You can either side with the Guardians or side with Lucian. I chose to side with the Guardians because I mean, they look pretty solid, right? I mean, they're all wearing rune legs. They got the white shirts, the gray hair, man. I mean, it looks freaking legit. So basically you take the pendant off if you want to side with them, and then you talk to them. If you don't want to side with them, you basically just leave the pendant on and you grab the Staff of Armadil, which is just below my cursor. So basically took the pendant off. I said, hey, there's this guy named Lucian. I'm snitching on this guy, man. I'm like, hey man, this guy, he's a bad guy. He wants to harm you all, and we should probably kill him. So they said, okay, well, hold up. Let's cleanse you first, because you probably, have some evil on you. And so then she's asking me if I've heard of the undead necromancer in Varrock, and sure enough, I have. I said, of course I'll help you. And I said, I'm with you guys, we're gonna kill this guy. So they said, okay, well, wear this pendant when you try to attack him. Okay. So, finishing up the quest, all we have to do here is get out with the odd-looking wall. And luckily we took that skeleton out, so that isn't in there for like a lower level if they try to go and try to complete that quest. Alright, from here, I didn't actually have to exit, really. I have the Charged Dragon Ami, but if you don't, then you can use the shiny key on that door, and then you can walk out from there, and you're in McGrubber's Woods from here. So just west of Sears Village, just north of the Fishing Guild. The walk to Edgeville from there is kind of long, so I went ahead and just used one of my charges, went over to Edgeville. And I have my Pendant of Armadil equipped, ready to go. At this point you don't need the Boots of Light-Footedness. I guess they have somewhat of a purple tint to them from the side, but I wasn't able to see it. Other than that, they're just like regular boots, so I just went ahead and dropped them, because bank space is an issue when you get higher level and you start doing all these quests. So basically you just go over to Edgeville east as if you were walking towards Varrock Wilderness, and you make your way south a little bit and you'll come across this house. The house where you started the quest. And from here, I basically just open the door, and Lucian is only level 21, so I'm not going to have an issue killing him. I almost actually killed him with ranged, and then basically just punched him to death, and he actually regenerated health and despawned. But I got decent fletching EXP and decent range EXP from that quest. But that's really it. So the next two quests that I'm going to do are Underground Pass and Legends. And then I'll be officially a legend. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next video. Hope to see you on the server. Take care.